Hey there everyone, this is Gamer Dave 92 here, and welcome to one of my first deck profile videos for the game, Lorcana. And well, this is meant to be fun. This is nothing that's going to be like, oh, I'm going to break the meta or anything. No, this is just having fun on a quote unquote budget, depending on how you phrase and use the word budget and such. I say that because trading card games in general, they can just be expensive no matter who you are and such. So just wanted to throw that out there. But yeah, welcome to my first deck profile videos. If you do like this video, just comment, like, and subscribe here. And not only that, this intro might be a little bit long because I just have a few things to say here. First off, I'm testing out this new audio microphone setup here with this Amaze Pro microphone. As you can see, it's wireless. That's hooked up to my Google Pixel phone over here. And I said, well, let's just see how well this works. Let's just see how well it does and go from there. I mean, heck, it comes with this nice little remote here for recording. But other than that, like I said, first time doing this, so let's see how this goes. Now, first off, about this deck right here. You are playing a lot of evasives, you're playing some songs, you're playing some cards to lower down characters, cost of characters and such. And not only that, this whole entire deck, at least what I see on my Dreamborn Inc. on this profile, and yes, I will link this down below if you just want to take a look at the Dreamborn Inc. stuff. This whole deck is about $39. Let's just round it up, say about $40 or so. Yeah, so this is a $40 deck here. There are some expensive cards here. The only real expensive one out of this is going to be Daisy Duck right here. So at this time here, this video here in September of the 22nd, she is kind of expensive just because of the fact of one, I have seen a lot of people use her in different decks, like they run 4 of. For me, I'm only running 2. I don't have a second copy. I do have one coming on the way, but she's one of the expensive ones in this deck. Actually, the most expensive ones. Because our other cards here, that's kind of expensive, kind of not, are going to be Donald Ducks right here, the Pie Slinger. And the Pie Slinger over here, he is about, if I want to say, he's about a $2 to $3 card right here. So he's kind of expensive right here. Then our other ones right here are going to be the Brave Little Tailor Mickey, who is about a $3-4 card as it is. So like I said, you do have some expensive cards here and there, but really though, this deck is pretty budget friendly if you wanted to, play it as a theme here. This is coming from a guy who's coming over from Yu-Gi-Oh, who's used to archetypes, and well, when I saw that there were plenty of Mickey Mouse and friends, I said, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and make a Mickey Mouse friends deck here. And on Dreamborn Inc., I call this deck the House of Welcome to the House of Mouse, and you'll see why here in a bit. So let's get started. We're gonna start with our main man, Mickey Mouse here. Now, Mickey here is gonna be kind of a big quester, as you kind of see here. Sure, there's one on one of them, but he's mostly like one of our big questers here, either for early, mid, or late game. And speaking of late game, that would be these guys right here. Brave Little Tailor Mickey right here. He is a cost 8, 5 attack, 5 defense. He quests for 4, and he has evasion. Now, evasion in this game means no one can't interact with him unless there is a card like Baboon, Be Prepared, or some other damaging cards that can actually damage him. Unless if you're doing it by characters, then you need to have a character that has evasive, or you give a character evasive to challenge them, because evasive is one of the more pain in the butt ones to deal with. But yeah, we played 2 of him because he's one of the big costs there, but he quests for 4, which is pretty nice. Next, right here, we do have this Mickey right here, who's a cost 6 right here. We played 2 of him, and this is the friendly face Mickey right here. He's again cost 6, 1 attack, 6 defense here. He quests for 3, but he has the effect of glad you're here. Whenever this character quests, you may pay 3 less ink for the next character you play this turn. Now, he is going to be someone who, just like we have another character of the one cost Pluto and also Lantern, just to show this off here. Both of these cards right here just lower down the cost of ink for characters to be played. So you can lower down cost and such, but like I said, he is the big one that does it for 3. So let's say you want to summon out Big Mickey here. You have 5 ink. Well, you can have him quest to get this guy out here as it is. So again, he's there to get cheaper for our characters and for other things here too that we might need. Now we have our leader of the band, Mickey, right here. He quests for 4. His attack is 2, his defense is 5, and he quests for 1. Now he is here to boost up our character's attacks here because of his support ability. And there's a 2-parter for this. So the first one is when he comes into play, you can give a character 2 attack to another character's attack here. So we did for our Big Mickey here. He will go from 1, to a 3/6. But then whenever he quests, he does the same thing. So no matter what, this is not a one-time use. You can keep doing this for your characters. And in this deck here, we do have characters like the Pie Singer Donald, Super Goof that can take advantage of attacking right here just because. We also have item cards too that works when you do for challenges, when you don't, or when the character gets banished from a challenge, your character anyways, that you get to draw a card stuff. But we will get to that as we go on here. And now our early game quester, and there is 4 of him, just to show the 3 there. We are at the Mickey Mouse True Friend. He's just a 3 stat all around, 3 cost, 3 attack, 3 defense, and 2 attack. Again, he is an early game quester. You might be able to get 2 or 4 out of him before someone knocks him out. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of defense here. And then yes, I know this is called willpower. To me, there's a shield. I'm calling it defense just to make it more sensible to me. And like I said, he's here as early game questing. So that's just one of the interesting ones. Now we're gonna go to our next one here, and we're gonna talk about Pluto real quick because Minnie has a lot, and this is the Friends and Company one. So we're gonna talk about Pluto real quick because there's not really a lot with him. So first off, we have this 1 cost form of Pluto. You play 2 of him, and pretty much right here, he's an uninkable, and he's one of our first uninkables. And in this deck here, you are playing about 50 inkables and 12 uninkables, just FYI. So he's just like our Lantern card, like I mentioned earlier, because his whole ability is good dog. Whenever you exert him, you can pay 1 less for your next character to play this turn. And same thing with Lanterns, or just like the 6 cost Mickey there, he just lowers down costs for character cards and such, which is nice to have, especially in early game, because you are playing 2 ones here with Daisy, 4 with Minnie right there, and you can just basically play them for free. Or if you have them out longer for like later on in the game, you can just lower down costs there. So he's here to lower down the cost as it is. But I am going to keep one of him out because he is he does have a target shift here. Next right here, we play this cost 5 form right here. And this is Pluto the Rescue Dog right here. He is a 5 or 5. He quests for 2, but he has a healing effect. So to the rescue, whenever you play this character, you may remove up to 3 damage from one of your characters. Now, I will give you a heads up. We do have other healing in this deck here besides just him. Minnie Mouse over there has a healing form that we can use. We also have some action song cards that can heal up your characters as well. His effect is just when he comes onto the field, unlike Minnie, who has one every time she quests. So again, he's just here as kind of a beefy body, kind of. So like I said, he's here for healing and questing as much. Now, for one of our first shift targets right here, because he does have a shift form, we play 2 of him, and this is Big Pluto right here. The Determined Defender. You can shift for 5, or lower down the cost to play for shifting for 4, really. And he has the Bodyguard effect. Now, people don't know what Bodyguard means. It just means that if you have other characters in play, and if you exert him when he comes in, it just means that they have to go through him first before they get to your other characters on the field. In a nutshell, pretty much. But he has a cool effect here for him being a bodyguard, is that at the start of your turn, you may remove up to 3 damage from this character. So he has a self-healing ability no matter what. So let's say he gets hit by a long-tank Zeus, and that was all they were able to do, or a boom and such. Well, guess what? He can heal up for 3, and that 5 damage can go down to 2, pretty much. And again, he is a big beefy guy. He is 3'8", and you are playing 2 of him. And I just noticed that there are 2 separate backgrounds in this, so that's interesting. But yeah, like I said, he's one of our first shift targets in this deck. And Pluto's just here to lower down cost and also to be our main bodyguard in this whole entire deck. Because again, he's a beefy guy for this. Next, now we go to this, what you call the meat and potatoes of this deck right here. And that is Minnie. It's because Minnie has 2 shifts that we can go into. So the first one right here we have is her 1 cost form right here. We do play 4 of them. Like I said, we are shifting in this deck. And just bring this up, she says 1 cost, 1 3, and she quests for 1. Again, nothing too special about her, except she's just here to be used as for shift targets or just to ink early. But mostly you play her so that way you just have a body on the field as early as possible. So that way you can start questing and everything. But since we do have a shift, I am going to put 1 here so you can see that. 1 sec here, just have to drink some water. Excuse me there. Alright, next is we have our 3 singers right here. Minnie, the musical artist. We do play 3 of her. And she is our singer of the group. Now, in this, since we are playing a lot of songs, she counts for 3. If you're playing higher up songs or anything, there is one location card that I did add in here that you can use her to be kind of like a budget Cinderella and such. And we will get to that later on as we go on with this profile right here. But she is a 2, 1 3. She counts as a level 3 singer, which is good for us. And she kind of has a healing ability if we were to play someone like Pluto. Is whenever you play a character with bodyguard, you may remove 2 damage from chosen character. So if you play her, and again with Pluto right here, in this case, yeah, you can heal someone for 2 damage. But again, she is mostly here as our singer. Now she is someone that you could probably switch out in this deck for someone else if you really wanted to. Because like I said, we are not playing like a lot of high costing songs, but it's just nice to have that option in case if you do want to do that and such, because we are talking about probably songs that can go up to 5 cost. So yeah, like I said, that's what she's here for. Next, we have our early game attacker, Minnie, and this is her in her moped form. We play 2 of her. She's just a 2 cost, 3/2. She quests for 1. And what I like to imagine is that whenever she attacks someone like Captain Hook or someone else, she sees that guy over there across the field and just hits the next guy by running them over with this moped, and yeah, they die. And the reason why I mentioned Captain Hook is because, well, he only has a 1/2, instead of a 3-2 like this here. And yeah, you're talking about this fierce swordsman, and somehow he gets beamed by a mouse on a moped. Again, it's just my imagination when it comes to this game. This is something that I always thought was funny. But yeah, she is just our early attacker in this game. I only played 2 of her because, like I said, there are other shift targets we can do. And we also have other ways to remove characters, either with higher cost attack or lower cost attack as well. Now we play 4 Surfer Minis right here. And I'm going to bring one of them up here. Now she is our early quester. She is not going to be really much of our attacker. She is a cost 3, 1-3 right here. She has her face up, which makes her a pain in the butt to deal with. She quests for 2, so if you can get her out early, you can quest with her as many times as you need to before someone like uses like grab by the sword, but boom, fire the cannons or whatever just to damage her. Again, she is an early quester, but she does it for 2. And again, just like how it was with Mickey, she's like him, being an early quester for the same level as well. So, like I said, Surfer Mini is our first early quester for her face-up, like that. Now we get into one of her first shifts here in this whole deck. And we do play 2 of them. I have one on her, so you kind of see how that shift mechanic works. And it's her wide-eyed form right here. Normally she is 4, but you can shift her for 2. She gains her face up. She's a 2-3. Now her effect right here, since we are playing a lot of actions, song actions in this deck here, this effect would pop off. Is whenever you play a second action in a turn, this character gains 2+ lore. So now you're talking about this one character who pretty much quests for 1. Now she can quest for 3, and she could be kind of an early game threat if you are playing action cards early enough. So again, this rate depends on how you have her built. But yeah, if you play 2 action cards in a row, she becomes an early 3 quester like that. So just one of the cooler ones I thought was nice to have in this deck. And like also she's a face-up, which makes her a pain in the butt to deal with. Next is our other healer who's going to be a constant healer in this deck. And this is Minnie Mouse Compassionate Friend. It's a 4. She costs 4. Season 1, 5. And since we're going to be questing with her, is whenever this character quests, you may remove up to 2 damage from a chosen character. So, since the whole name of the game is to be questing, and no matter what, and let's say this one had like 2 damage, for example, she quests, that character gets healed up. So again, she is kind of just like our other white mage, except she's a constant white mage in this deck here. And now we get to what I like to call our big mini here, because we play 3 of her right here, as you can tell from the shift right here. This is Drum Major Mini. So her effect has to be mandatory for her shift has to be mandatory if you want to use the effect here. She is a 5, 4 attack, 4 defense. She quests for 2, but since she shifts for 4, this is what her effect is. Whenever you play this character, if you use the shift to play her, you may switch your deck for a character and refill that card to older players and shuffle your deck and put that card on top. Now, this is actually pretty good for us, just because of the fact that there might be a card that we might need here. For example, let's say you had a 1-cost Pluto and you're looking to play, the big Pluto, for example. Well, she can actually look through your whole entire deck, find the character wherever you need, and then you get to draw that next character. So she is just a good for a deck searching, but she's not our only deck searcher here, as we have like be our guest in this deck here. That's going to be our searcher as well too, for different things, just to see what kind of cards we have. So that's it for Mini right there. So far we have 3: the Drum Major, the scuba diver form, and the big Pluto. So that is 3 ships that we have so far in this deck. Now, and again, I don't have her second copy, but there is 2 here, and we will be playing 2 Daisy Duck right here. Now, she is very interesting because she's an early quester that does it for 2. She's the 1 in 4, but this is why I had seen people run 4 of her. So whenever this character quests, each opponent reveals the top of their cards of their decks, and if it's a character card, you may put it into their hand. Otherwise, non-character cards they put at the bottom of their deck. So, for example, and I'm just going to show this here. So let's say when she quests here, your opponent right here flips it up, and well, it's a character card. So yes, they are getting a free draw advantage out of there. But what if it wasn't? So let's say same draw right here, and they get an item card. Well, the item card just goes at the bottom of the deck there, and it might mess them up because, like, for example, when I said they needed that popsicle or the fort sphere or some other items, well, guess what? You just took that item away and just had it put at the bottom of their deck, which can mess up some plays for some people. And like I said, I know when I play test this deck against when I run my Sapphire Steel deck, this card messed me up on that. So I see people run again 4 of her and just trying to keep up with the budget. I'm only running 2 of her. So like I said, she is one of the more expensive cards, but that's about it. Next right here, we are playing from the new set on Donald Duck, Daisy State. He's a 3 here, 2, 4, and plucky play. Man, they could have chosen a different word for all this, because, yeah, you know what I mean. Anyway, so whenever this character challenges another character, each opponent loses one lore. So he's our challenge character that loses 1 lore. Now, depending on if you want to switch out some cards or not, you could add in his 2-cost form for our next shift that we are going to do, or you could just play him as normal. I don't have him in here, but if I was going to switch out this deck, I would take out the Singer Minis, put 3 of the 2-cost Donalds to play into our shift character over here. But for now, right here, he's just here as an effect as every time he challenges, each character loses a lore, so that can mess someone up there too. So think of him as like set 1 or set 2 of Aladdin, his first form. When he comes into play, everyone loses a lore. But if we were to shift, we get into our big Donald right here, the Pie Slinger right here, which I think this is pretty cool right here. So he is a cost 5, 3, 6 right here. And not only that though, I didn't know that he was considered a knight. So I guess if you want to use make a knight deck out of this, there you go. But anyway, but he shifts for 4 right here. Humble Pie. So if you did shift here, when you play this character and use the shift to play him, each character loses 2. Now, I'm not sure how many times you are going to shift here just to get that effect. The one effect that you're going to get most of the time is the challenge one, more than you are his Humble Pie effect. So I don't rely on that effect a lot for it. It's just a bonus. But the one effect that always pops off no matter what is going to be his Raging Duck effect. And as while an opponent has 10 or more lore, this character gets 6+ attack. Okay, just think about this. No matter what, you're always going to have people getting 10 or more lore, no matter what, because that's the name of the game. And because of that, you have this 5-cost card right here, and combined with our other item cards that can take advantage of this, is that this guy becomes very much a 9/6 for a cost of 5, which is pretty nuts when you think about it there. I mean, you're talking about this Donald here can take out something like the McDuck Manor in once hit, pretty much, or something. That's how powerful this guy gets. And no matter what, you're always going to get that second effect there, which is pretty sweet if you ask me. And like I said, with the item cards that we have, we can use him as a challenger, and everything else. And I will show that setup as we go there. Next, we get into Goofy, and we play 3 of Super Goof. And Super Goof has a pretty cool effect right here. So first off, he is a rush. So when you first set him, he can just go attack right away. But his effect is Super Peanuts. Whenever this character challenges another character, you get 2 free lore. Now, because of this here, and for what we're going to be using him for, and also our Donald Duck here for, these guys are like our main challengers out of all of this. So you're just getting 2 free lures just for challenging. Now for banishing, or anything, again, whenever this character challenges another character. So he is going to be our main attacker in this whole entire thing, which is pretty nuts when you think about it. And since we are talking about like the items and such, we are going to get into that. So let's get started with this here. So I am going to explain what my thought process is when it comes to using Donald here and Goofy as our challenger plays in this. So first off, we have the talisman right here. And we're only playing like 1 of each because this deck is not item heavy. This is more song heavy. The items just give this deck a little bit of utility. And it goes like this. So the talisman here, it costs 3. And it's during your turn, whenever your character is banished in the challenge, you may draw a card. So this is one way we're going to be drawing cards right here. But then you got the medallion weights right here. This is a cost 2 right here, and discipline and strength. So when you insert this to pay for it, pay 2 ink. Chosen character gets 2+ this turn, and whenever they challenge another character, you may draw a card. So with these 2 cards right here, and like I said, with either Goofy right here or with Donald Duck right here, whatever you're going to challenge, whenever they're going to die, like him, he's going to crash into someone. If you pay the 2 ink here first, then select whatever. Well, for example, with Super Goof, you power him up, pretty much. You power him up. He goes for a 4/4. You get a card for drawing, and let's say he already has damage, but then he's going to die anyways. You do it again, draw another card with him, attack here, get your 2 lore. So you got 4 after, 4 for 1 turn, and then the next is you get another 2, so that's 4. Then this card activates right here, where since it got banished in the challenge, you get to draw another card. So that's a little bit of a passive way. We are getting some draw power and attacking power at the same time with these 2. And then because of the location we have, we can even power them up more with Peter Pan's dagger. Your characters with a face-up gets +1. Now again, with the location that we are going to be playing here, your characters are going to get this as a passive no matter what. So our characters are going to be really challenging and trying to stop the opponent as it is here. So again, that's just a little bit of a idea here. And you can either play 1 or 2 of Lantern. Again, I have shown this out before, but this is just an item version of Pluto and Mickey. So you just pay 1 less ink for your next character card. That's all what Lantern is. Now we're going to get into the song action cards right here, which is going to be very fun here. So first off, we're going to play 2 Zero to Heroes. And again, we have our singer Minnie, so she could just sing this for free if you have her out. And right here is the character that wrong one. That just says, hey, if someone is 2 or more, they get to sing this for free. Count the number of characters you have in play, and you may pay that amount of ink less for the next character you have to play this turn. So let's say you have 5 characters you quested with wrong one. Quested with Mickey right here. You had someone else saying you quest with him. Well, guess what? If you had like 3 other characters, so him and 2 others, but you're doing 3 already, then on top of one of these songs, you are subtracting 3 ink to play whatever other character set you play, and you can cheap out to get your higher end characters or some other forms of characters in this. So, like I said, that's a little bit of an idea since we are trying to make this deck cheap enough where you can get your bigger characters out right away or so. And like I said, we played 2 Zero the Hero. Next, we also play for another searcher right here is 3 Be Our Guest. And what Be Our Guest is, look at the top 4 of your cards, and you may reveal a character card and put it into your hand, put the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. So this is kind of a gamble here. So depending on what you might need a character at the moment, and that's what this searcher here does. So this helps you to find whatever cards you need, and you play 3 of them for that. Now we get into one of our first vanishing character cards right here, and that is 2 World's Greatest Criminal Mind. This is a 3 cost here. So again, we have singer mini just to sing this for free, unless you have other songs here. And pretty much this effect is banish characters with a 5+ or more. Now you could run 3. I only have 2 for now, but you could run 3. And this is just another monster removal, pretty much just to get characters that have like a 5+, like for example Donald here, and just banish that troublesome card. So that's what this is all about here. So it's like Amber's version of like Lady Tremaine, Madame Medusa, and Dragonfire to get rid of it, to get rid of your other characters as it is there. So you got that for monster removal. Next, now we have some healing with a little bit of utility. And again, we are playing Heal What Has Been Hurt. And right here it costs 3. And this is remove up to 3 damage from a chosen character and draw a card. So you heal and you draw. Pretty self-explanatory as it is. Nothing too crazy about that. Next, for early game, this is like Ruby's version of like Baboom or like Fire the Cannons. I run 2 Brawls right here, and Brawl is banish a chosen character with 2 or less attack. So just how you have Criminal Mind for 5 and more, this is for less than 2. Now you could run 3 or 4. I only have 2, and I just run the 2 as I do because, like I said, we have other ways of getting rid of characters besides just our next card right here. And we run 3 Dragonfires. And to keep it budget, if you wanted something that can be more of a board wipe, you would just be running like 3 Be Prepared for this here. But I run 3 Dragonfire just because you see your face-up character or someone else giving you trouble, but you can't select the ward, unfortunately. You just say, I play this and banish that troublesome character. That's all what that is in a nutshell. So again, you have some healing, some drawing, some way to banish people. Now we get into our locations and all this. So one of our first locations that we will play 3 of is going to be the RLS Legacy. And this right here is what makes like that one Peter Pan card right here kind of work with one another. So first off, it's a cost 4. It gains you 2 lore. Willpower is 8, and the 3 cost to move is 3. And this is what you get here. So this is our show. Characters gain evasive, while here only characters with evasive can challenge them here. So you can have someone like True Friend Mickey right here now be able to get evasive when they're here. But what's nice about this is that if you have a character right here, you may pay 2 or less ink to move. So instead of paying, once you pay the initial 3, what you get to do now is just pay for 1, and then you can just have a whole bunch of characters be moved here for 1, and that can make it troublesome for your opponent. And like I said, with Peter Pan's dagger right here, they already have a passive ability as it is, as they get a +1. So it just makes it where they can just attack, be kind of an attacker, and be evasive. Haha, buddy, evasive. And then this is one of the ones I would say you could probably switch out to with the Singer Mini. We played 2 Atlantica right here. This is just 1 cost, no lore, 6 willpower, and costs 2 to move. And again, this is something that you can probably switch out with Mini, but I only play this in case if I wanted to play more higher end songs. Is choose characters count as 2. Excuse me. Characters count as 2+ to sing songs while here. So if we look back at our Mini, she already counts as a 3 singer. Well, her being an Atlantica would just make her into a 5 cost singer. Now again, this is something that you could probably remove with the Mini Mouses if you really wanted to, and play like either higher end songs or switch some stuff around. Again, Atlantica is just there as a bit of utility just to play, songs and such. But other than that, though, you have made it through what I call my first deck profile videos, because this is what the House of Mouse is all about. It's about this theming with Mickey and his friends and such. And since they're all evasive, they become a pain in the butt to deal with. So, I hope you guys like this deck profile video, as this is the first one I am making. And like I said, I will be having this deck profile on Dreamborn Inc. And like I said, you could probably switch some things out here and there. Add another Dragonfire if you want 4. But again, this whole point of this deck is I'm trying to play not so many unequables. That's why I'm kind of limited down to 12. But again, this whole entire deck, you are playing about 50 inkables as it is. So if you want to give this a try out, again, that deck is on Dreamborn Inc. And you can play this on Ink Table and see how it works. Like I said, this is not meta defining or anything. This is more of a casual deck, and this is made for fun on a budget. And again, at the time of this video, you can make this deck for about 40 bucks or so. Yep, so other than that, I hope you will enjoy this, and I will see you next time. If you guys want gameplay footage of this here, let me know, and I'll put some. Alright, peace out.